went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June, 1862 on a summer's afternoon. I took the bus to Bamberley's and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bleeding.
You're watching Toon Army TV. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Newcastle United versus Brighton and Hove Albion match preview this Sunday at St James's Park. It's a 2 o'clock kickoff in the Premier League. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, put your comments down below, get interactive with the channel, and most importantly, hit that like button. If you haven't seen these previews before, this is how they go about. So in the first part of the preview, I'll talk about my club, Newcastle United, so our previous results, how Steve Bruce is going to set up and go about the game. If you're a Brighton fan watching, players to watch out for on the TOON side of things, and I'll also give my predicted starting 11 for the game on Sunday. I do have a special guest for this preview, so make sure you stick around to hear their point of view and make sure you share the love and subscribe to their channel. And in the last and final part of the preview, I'll talk all things the opposition, Brighton and Hove Albion, their previous results, how they're going to go about the game under Graham Potter, players to watch out for, so on and so forth. So let's get straight into the preview. So the TOON are in Premier League action yet again. It's our second game of the new season. We've already beaten West Ham United on the first game of the season, 2-0 down at the London Stadium. We kept a clean sheet and we've seen 2 debut goals by Callum Wilson and Jeff Hendrick. We played very well on that night. I was excited going into the game. West Ham had a few problems and we surely capitalised on that game. And my only gripe or my only negative from that game is we should have scored more, and Bruce stated that in his post-match press conference at the London Stadium. But nevertheless, we played very well. I was impressed with Jamal Lewis from left back being so positive to really make a name for himself on his TOON debut and getting up and down that left-hand side and bringing the likes of ASM, Hayden, Shelby and Wilson into the match. You know, Wilson scored a very good goal. Himself even said he should have had a hat-trick. I do agree with that. He did miss a few chances. But listen, that's confidence, and I've got more confidence in Callum Wilson than Joe Linton. And not only that, we also beat Blackburn Rovers 1-0 on Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup. Ryan Fraser made his debut and scored. So they've all done very well on their debuts. So well done to Callum Wilson, Jeff Hendrick and Ryan Fraser scoring on their debut. You've done more than what Joe Linton's done in one game. So, you know, it wasn't the best performance, but I'm not going to complain because we got through to what is now the third round of the Carabao Cup. There is a 4th round tie, but we'll have to get through Morecambe first. But now looking at the game on Sunday against Brighton, it's not going to be an easy game, despite beating West Ham United, you know, 2-0, and we ended the game week in 4th place, and we're still off 4th place, so it's an encouraging start. Brighton have been a real tough side for us to crack in the last couple of years, especially in the Premier League. We haven't beaten them home or away since the Championship season of 2016-17, so a good 3-4 years ago, and we need to try and put that right. And with the new signings, I'm confident that we'll have enough to turn that around and beat them. Last season, at St James's Park, we got a drab 0-0 draw, and at the Amex, where Brighton needed a point to stay up, we got another drab 0-0 draw. I was half asleep in both games, and I wasn't really convinced with Steve Bruce, but when you can address the side and you can bring in quality, and now these are his players, you have a bit more faith in the manager, and Steve Bruce now needs to get the best out of these players. You know, West Ham was a good performance, but we need to back it up on Sunday with another result, because after Brighton, we're going to have tougher opposition against the likes of Tottenham and Manchester United. We're not going to get the chances, and we're going to have to be more ruthless. And I think against Brighton, we're going to have to be more ruthless. We're going to have to show more of an attacking threat. We're going to have to make sure that Jamal Lewis gets the ball a lot more, and we'll get Fraser and ASM. It depends who starts on Sunday more into the match. We'll have more shots, you know, at the goal, and we need to make sure that we convert with chances. That's the most important thing, because a team like Brighton, they will make mistakes. They will concede. That's normal. But against them in the previous few seasons, they've actually kept clean sheets against us. They've actually beaten us before 1-0 at St James's Park in the 18-19 season. So they know what it takes to, you know, frustrate us and get a result at St James's. We need to take that early confidence of West Ham and Blackburn into the game on Sunday. I'm not going to read too much into the Blackburn game because we made a lot of changes, and I'm expecting that with the games coming thick and fast. The players aren't quite up to full fitness. It's a quick turnaround, but with the more games that pass by, we're going to get better, we're going to get stronger. But you know what? It's not a bad thing because it gives all of the new lads time to gel. We're going to sign more players, that's normal. We're going to get rid of some of the deadwood. That's going to happen, in the coming weeks, but we just have to, remain patient in the next few weeks because it's not easy just to shift players and to bring players in. But we've done well nevertheless. But I'm confident because in that one game alone against West Ham, we looked very, very threatening. We looked good. But you look at Brighton, they will offer a different test. They're a different side to West Ham. I believe they're a better side. They will be, I would say, top end, mid-table come the end of the season. I do expect improvements from them. But we have to make sure that we make St James's Park a fortress. We make sure when we get back that we're still behind the lads and the lads are using St James's Park as a way of trying to climb the league and get higher and be potentially in that top 10 or higher. We can't do it. We have got a very good squad. I'm excited. I haven't been this excited for a long time. Now, players to watch out for if you're a Brighton and Hove Albion fan, I would say ASM. He's going to be tricky. What to watch out for. He's definitely going to be our go-to man to break down a defence, cut in, potentially set up in to score, or he'll do it himself. Callum Wilson, a very good goal-scoring record against you lot, and I'm sure he'll be looking at notch again. He scored on his TOON debut, so he'll be full of confidence going into it. Ryan Fraser, if he starts, will also be looking to score. I mean, he scored against Blackburn and he wasn't fully match fit, and if he scores and he's fully match fit, then he's probably going to score more than one. Shelby, Hayden, that's how strong our side is. If all that can click, then I think you could be in for some real trouble on Sunday afternoon. Now, Steve Bruce for me will attack. I do expect him to go for it. I do expect him not to sit back. We're at home. Yes, there's no fans, but there's no excuse that we can't get a team like Brighton and Hove Albion. We should look to be starting on the front foot. But I've got a special guest on the channel, so take it away.
Hey guys, it's me, Isha, to give you my thoughts on the Brighton game this weekend. Thanks so much, Sharky, for having me on. Okay, so we've had a positive start of the season with our 2 wins within the last week. I'm cautiously confident going into the Brighton game. The West Ham victory, I'm a lot more happier about, just because in the Blackburn game, we certainly weren't the better side, but I guess with goals from Wilson, Hendrick and Ryan Fraser, our new signings, they've demonstrated that they're really here to make an immediate impact. I had my doubts over Ryan Fraser's fitness, but I guess the winning goal in the Blackburn game, it was promising. And I was chatting to Sharky earlier, he made a really good point. If this isn't fully fit Ryan Fraser, then I think there's a lot more in store for us. I'll be excited to see, hopefully this weekend, Callum Wilson and Ryan Fraser revive their formidable partnership. They combined for 12 Premier League goals just 2 seasons ago, and they've spent 6 seasons together at Bournemouth. So their link up at the club, I think it has the potential to be sensational. I would start Mark Gillespie against Brighton. On Tuesday against Blackburn, he made his full debut. He made 2 crucial saves in the second half, a clean sheet, man of the match award. I think he achieved a lot in the Scottish Premier League for Motherwell, and personally, I'm more confident in him to fill Dubravka's big boots over Cole Darlow. Talking of confidence, I think I've almost lost all hope in Joelinton being able to pull through and sort of be the number 9 that we all hoped him to be. On Tuesday night, he looked well out of his depth, and it could have been a good opportunity for him, a cup tie against Blackburn amongst a rejuvenated Newcastle squad, and he still couldn't perform. We're getting more and more attacking options this season, unlike the over-reliance we had on Joelinton last season, so I think his future with us looks bleak. No matter how much Steve Bruce, puts his faith in him, I wouldn't start him on Sunday against Brighton. As for Brighton, well, they're coming off a 3-1 defeat against Chelsea, which was on Monday. Then obviously tonight they have a cup tie against Portsmouth. So the schedule isn't really working in their favour. We have a few more days rest in the bag, which could benefit us greatly. Also, Callum Wilson, he has a decent record against Brighton with Bournemouth. He scored 3 goals, he supplied 2 assists, and that's in 5 encounters. Like in the West Ham game, these kinds of stats, they're telling, and if anyone gets on the score sheet, my money would be on Callum Wilson. I'm hoping for a 1-0 win, but I'm staying a little apprehensive over these next few opening games, just whilst the new recruits settle in. So far it's going swimmingly, and to be fair, if Jamal Lewis can be the final addition to get a debut goal, I'll be buzzing. That's all from me, so thanks again Sharky for asking for my thoughts, and I'll see you guys soon.
So that is Isha's opinions of the Brighton game on Sunday. She's fairly confident. She's gone for a 1-0 win. I don't blame her. You know, we haven't got the best record against them, but we need to try and turn it around. She did mention that Joe Linton, yeah, he's a liability. He wasn't great against Blackburn. I was very disappointed with him. You want him to do well, but where does he fit in the side? She was very happy with Lewis giving him praise and how the squad just ticked. You know, Ryan Fraser looked very good, against Blackburn, despite being not match fit. But if he could do it on Sunday, being fully fit, then he could add more, goals into the side. And I think she was just all round happy with the way things are going and talking about how there's going to be some change in the transfer window. So my predicted starting 11 for the game on Sunday is going to be as follows. In goal, Carl Darlow. I would like to see Mark Gillespie, but I just believe with Carl Darlow starting in the last game against West Ham United, he's going to start. Left back, it'll be Jamal Lewis. Right back, Javier Manquillo. The 2 centre-backs, Captain Jamal Lascelles and Federico Fernandez. The 2 in midfield will be John Joe Shelby and Isaac Hayden. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Ryan Fraser. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go with ASM. In the number 10, I'm going to go with Miggy Almiron. And up front is Callum Wilson. Now, you could have started Jeff Hendrick or Andy Carroll, but I believe they might come on second half. If they do start, then it's not a bad thing. But we need to try and get the team to start as strong as possible. And I believe these are the players that we should be going with. That could be potentially our strongest available lineup for the new season if we don't make the new additions. Now, going into our opposition, Brighton. Listen, they've got nothing to lose. They come off the back of a win against Portsmouth in the Carabao Cup. So they're now through to round 3. They beat them 4-0. In the Premier League, they did lose on Monday to Chelsea 3-1. Now, there's no disgrace losing to Chelsea. They're a good side. They've signed a lot of players. But Brighton, they've made some signings as well. They're bringing in the likes of Adam Lallana from Liverpool, who I think he'll be a threat, so we need to watch out for him. He can get up and down, the field. He is touch and go for the game. I don't know if he'll start the full 90 minutes. He may do, he may not do, but we'll only find out on Sunday. But he will be a threat. They have signed Veltman, a centre-back, who I am quite impressed with. I do like as a centre-back, so that's a good bit of business for them. But in terms of where they are, they're 16th in the league. It's early doors. I do expect Brighton to have another solid season under Graham Potter. It's his second season as Brighton manager. Yes, they stayed up on, with 1 game to spare after drawing with us. But, they won on the final game of the season. But they're going to look to want to go one better and finish that top half of the Premier League. They're never a side that look like they're in trouble. They always seem to get the job done. And as mentioned, we haven't got the best record against Brighton. So, I'm expecting, a tough game. They have got some also good players, such as Lewis Dunk at centre-back, a player there who, is defensively good. He'll try and shut us out at every opportunity. We know him from, the Championship days. The goalkeeper, Matty Ryan, a very decent goalkeeper on his day, can keep, Brighton in matches. And he's very, aware of what's going on around him. He's very, communicative with his defence. Other players to watch out for, Trossard on the wing. They have been playing him, in a 2, sort of up front, but he can cut in. He's Belgian. He's a very interesting player. He's got pace, and he did score against Chelsea, albeit it was a consolation, but he is a man to watch out for, a player with the ability of hurting the defence. And we've been very open in games. West Ham, they hit the crossbar twice. Someone like Trossard he's very like for like. He'll want to have shots, at the goal. The big one for me is Mopai, that striker who got double figures for them. Signing from Brentford in the last season, scoring 10 goals. Someone who's very clinical if he gets given the right service. He's got a bit of pace about him. And if we don't keep it tight at the back, then I believe then they're going to be in for a good afternoon if Mopai is on form. But let's hope that we keep them quiet. Like I say, Brighton, they will set up to defend. I don't expect them to have a lot of the ball, but they are a clinical side on their day. And listen, just like us, they will want to try and get the 3 points at St James's Park. With there being no fans, who knows? But then with Brighton having a game tonight as I record, we've had a couple of days extra break as we've not played since Tuesday, so that may come into effect. We actually might have that advantage of getting a Brighton with that extra bit of fitness, them extra few days to look to get the 3 points. But we'll have to make sure that we're on the game Sunday, and if we are, then for me, we should get the 3 points. Score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-1 to the TOON. We should be looking to get 3 points, at St James's Park. We should be looking to beat the teams around. We're like Brighton. We're going to be there and thereabouts. We're going to be top 10, mid-table, somewhere like that with Brighton. And if we can get a back-to-back Premier League victory, then that's good. Because, like I say, we've got some tough games coming up against the likes of Tottenham, Man United. We've obviously got games in between in the Carabao Cup and Burnley. But, one game at a time. But I do expect us to finish off where we left off against West Ham and Blackburn and just go for it. The confidence is high. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you think the score is going to be if you're a TOON fan or if you're a Brighton fan. If you are new around here, make sure that you subscribe, you turn on the notification bell, you hit the like button, drop your comments, and subscribe to Isha on YouTube as well. She's another Newcastle United fan looking to try and grow on YouTube. If you haven't seen a podcast that we've done, that was done the same day, talking all things Newcastle United. There will be a part 2 to it on the Friday, so make sure you check that out. And it's been a bit of a long video, but thank you so much for watching. Make sure you keep it tuned, and I'll see you later.